I'm Ron and I'm back again, you know already, with another round of sports reviews, but today we are previewing the MLS Cup matchup. The Western Conference champion, the home team, Seattle Sounders versus the away team, the Eastern Conference champion, Toronto FC. The third time in 4 years, but this time is the first time in CenturyLink Field in Seattle, where, well, the Seattle Sounders can host it, of course, for that, the little brother of Big Ears, because technically, you know, the MLS Cup, Philip F. Anschutz Trophy. Each team is going for their second. I mean, look at it. It is kind of like Big Ears, though, if you think about it, but whatever. Whatever. Big Ears Jr., or the brother, I don't know, really little brother, like, your parents are really old, but they still can have a kid, and they act like it's a miracle or something, you know, or a surprise. You're like a really old, whatever, you get the point. You get the point. But let's preview this matchup. I'll talk about the 11s later, but they're on this card. I haven't written down what I think is going to happen, but both teams got here about in a similar pathway. Seattle, the second seed in the West, Toronto, fourth seed in the East. Both won their first home games in extra time in the first round. Seattle beating FC Dallas 4-3. Toronto beating DC United 5-1 after extra time. 4 goals in extra time. Seattle not scuffling along. Jordan Morris gets them a hat trick to put them through. Oso gets a brace. Nick DeLeon and Richie Lorea and Marky Delgado all score for Toronto in the first match. Second match, Seattle beats Real Salt Lake at home. And then Toronto beats the New York City FC at Citi Field. Their, how do I put it? Like makeshift field. Not their fake stadium. Their fake stadium, not their real stadium. But then again, they're both fake stadiums because they're baseball stadiums with football pitches on them. Not the best idea. Then in the Western Conference Final, Seattle beat LAFC 3-1, upsetting the best team in the West and the best team in the league this year, LAFC. Toronto does the same thing the next day in the Eastern Conference Final against Atlanta United FC, the best team in the East. Or the second best team in the East, but really they were always better than NYCFC. But if you're going by stats, they weren't. But still, away upsets for both teams in the conference finals, and here we are. 20 hours out from MLS Cup, or 21 hours out, whatever you want to say. 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern, midday Western, if you're over there. It's not, you don't have to wait long. Wake up at 8 and get over there. Get yourself a breakfast and get over there. I'm envious. I'm envious. But I'll probably wake up about 9-ish, so it won't be really that long for me either, will it? Like Central Time. Whatever. And ABC is airing it in America. Canada's TSN. Gonna be a big audience watching this final. It's gonna be a great game. The X factors to me, Seattle's defense is an X factor because their defense was never really the best this year. They never really picked it up like Toronto did. Yes, they basically outscored their opponents. They only have a 3+3 goal differential. They've allowed 53 goals, scored 56. That's pretty paltry for a team in the finals. But they outscored their opponents, and that's all that matters. And they got results. They got to second. The West is a bloodbath. People say the East is easy, but the West is a bloodbath. Let's be honest. Toronto, a better defensive team ever since they got Omar Gonzalez. Even with Laurent Simon playing in the stead of Omar Gonzalez for 3 games, we still did pretty good. And we shored up our defense. Our defense will probably be very strong on Sunday afternoon. Not night, afternoon. Because MLS schedules it at 2 p.m. against the NFL Sunday. I still don't get that, but who cares? I care about the MLS Cup. Throw up that meme of the person screaming NFL Sunday and then the cat sneering MLS Cup. That's me right now. You know that. I'm sure you've seen the meme format. You get it. But if the defense, I'd say the nod for defense would go to TFC. Seattle is still a question at the back. Yes, they have Roman Torres, which is a familiar name to TFC fans. I mean, he won them their cup that they didn't deserve in 2016. Should have been 2-time straight champions, and this could have been 3 and 4 years, kind of like the Patriots, you know. But still a dynasty if we win a second in 4 years, don't we? I think so. But that was an undeserved cup, but Roman Torres was the hero. Their defense, I just don't really like Seattle's defense. I think we could break it down easily, especially if Josie plays. Now, I'm not thinking he's going to start. But I think he's going to get at least 15 minutes as a sub. Probably 25, 30. Why? Because I feel like the way they're talking, it seems like Greg Vanney and Josie understand each other. And Josie's going to play no matter what. If he has to get like 5 cortisone shots, he's going to get 5 cortisone shots and play. The doubt is to surprise Seattle. I think that's what it is. And if we're in a position within the last 30 minutes to where we can win this game, Josie Altidore will do that. He will put us on his back and win this game. I guarantee you. I just have a funny feeling. He's going to do it again. And he's either going to be high on cortisone or he's going to be fine enough to do it anyway. Doesn't matter. He's going to do it. Midfield. Seattle's got a good midfield. Good defensively. Christian Roldan, very good at club, horrible at national level, which is a good thing. Hopefully he has 2 stinkers in a row, if you know what I mean. Also, Nicolas Lodero, very good player. I like Lodero. I rate him. He's a good player. He's a good player. The whole Seattle midfield versus the Toronto midfield will be a very good sight to see. And the defense will be a very good sight to see. And if Josie doesn't start, I do have to give the nod to Seattle's forwards, Morris, Ruidiaz. I have to do that. Even though Josie will play, I don't think he's going to start. And for a whole game, I got to give the nod to Seattle's forwards, Ruidiaz and Morris. But Toronto's bench, I think, is better. And it's going to be a cagey game. I don't think it's going to be like, oh, Seattle's going to pull in Atlanta and actually finish the job. No, it's going to be cagey. It's going to be cagey again. Just because they're at home doesn't change that. Toronto will play cagey, defensive, and on the break. They're not going to let Seattle hit them. You're like, oh, but they're going to get 3 goals and win 3-1. No. Atlanta was the slap in the face we needed. All we have to do is think, okay, if we did this in Atlanta, we should do this against Seattle. It's going to be a lot more of a stalemate than you think. And that brings me to my predicted 11s. For Seattle, a 4-2-3-1, Stephen Fry in goal. Backline of Smith, Torres, Kim Ki-hee, and Kelvin Leerdam. Defensive midfielders, Roldan and Svensson. Attacking midfielders, Morris, Lodero, and Jovan Jones. And the forward, Raul Ruidiaz in Toronto. Shocker is going to come out in a 5-3-2. Because we need the defensive help. They're going to come out in a 5-3-2. Greg Vanney's going to roll the dice again in the cup final. And surprise them again. Westberg in goal. Backline of Aurel, Simon, Gonzalez, Mavinga, and Moro. Bradley as the defensive midfielder. Osorio, Delgado as the Michael Bradley in the midfield. Maybe you could put Delgado with Bradley or Osorio with Bradley. But that's the way I see it. And then Pozuelo Benezet up top. And my prediction is I think Toronto's going to win this game. 2-1 in regulation. So if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell all your friends. We're bringing the cup back to Lakeshore. Trust in that. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.